For over 2,000 years, there's been this one book, a kind of secret weapon for generals, for CEOs, for anyone playing a high-stakes game. It's called The Art of War. But what if I told you its biggest secret is that it's not really about war at all?
I mean, seriously, what if the ultimate guide to conflict is actually a masterclass in how to avoid it? Just let that idea sit with you for a second.
Now, I know what you're thinking. In business schools, in movies, the art of war is always pitched as this ruthless playbook for just crushing your competition. And, it's easy to see why. The author, Sun Tzu, he knew exactly what was at stake. But because the stakes were so incredibly high, he pushed for a path that most people just completely miss.
I mean, listen to that. Life and death, safety or ruin. With stakes like that, you'd expect a book just filled with battle plans, right? But here's where Sun Tzu's genius really shines. He realized that the very moment you actually have to fight, you've already failed to see the bigger picture.
And this right here, this is the core idea of the entire book. For Sun Tzu, physical battle wasn't just, a last resort. It was a sign of a massive strategic failure. He saw it as the absolute, crudest, most expensive, and least effective way to get what you want.
To really get this, just look at what he thought about sieges. To him, throwing your army against a fortified city was basically strategic bankruptcy. Think about it in modern terms. It's like a hostile takeover in business. It's this messy, expensive, public fight that can literally destroy the very thing you're trying to get. Sun Tzu would say, "Come on, there's always a smarter way." And just listen to the language he uses here. Unable to control his irritation. See, Sun Tzu doesn't see this as some brave, heroic charge. No way. He sees it as an emotional, impatient blunder, a total failure of discipline. And the result? Well, it's a catastrophe. One-third of your army is gone, and the town still hasn't fallen. That is the price you pay for choosing brute force over a clever strategy. So if that's the absolute worst thing you can do, what does Sun Tzu see as the pinnacle of success? This is it. This is the whole ballgame. The true master of strategy wins long before the battle is ever fought. They win inside the mind of their opponent. So the big question is, how on earth do you do that?
Well, Sun Tzu doesn't leave us hanging. He lays out a really clear framework, and it all starts with just meticulous, almost obsessive preparation. Before you even think about your opponent, you have to analyze the entire strategic landscape.
He called them the 5 constant factors. First up, moral law. Are your people, your team, totally on board with you? Second, heaven. Think timing, conditions, the season. Is the universe on your side? Third, earth. This is the terrain, the physical ground, the dangers. Fourth, the commander. That's you. Your own leadership, your virtues. And finally, method and discipline. Your logistics, your organization, the nuts and bolts. Only after calculating all of this can you really know if you have a shot at winning. Okay, so once you've done all your calculations, you move on to the second pillar, psychological warfare. And this isn't just about simple tricks. No, it's about actively shaping your opponent's reality, making them see exactly what you want them to see, so they act precisely how you want them to act. This is probably the most famous line from the entire book, right? But it's so often misunderstood. This isn't just about telling lies. It's about crafting a narrative, a story that your opponent believes is 100% true, which then causes them to make fatal mistakes. It's like a chess master sacrificing a pawn just to lure you into a trap. And this just lays it out so brilliantly. Every move you make is designed to paint a false picture. You look weak when you're actually strong. You look like you're doing nothing when you're actually mobilizing. You want your opponent to act on bad information, to waste their energy, to show you their weaknesses, all without you having to fire a single shot. It's genius.
But here's the thing. All of this, the deep preparation, the mind games, it's all completely useless if it's not built on one single, absolutely critical foundation: perfect information. This is the bedrock of Sun Tzu's entire philosophy. And his formula for success is just crystal clear. If you know your enemy and you know yourself, you're not going to be in danger. You'll win. If you know yourself but you're clueless about your enemy, well, your odds are 50-50. You'll win one, you'll lose one. But that last line, man, that's the real warning. If you know neither your enemy nor yourself, you're guaranteed to fail. Every single time. Total knowledge is the only way to be invincible.
So in the end, this isn't really a book about war, is it? It's a book about making smart decisions. Sun Tzu said that a general makes his calculations in a temple before the battle is ever fought. That temple was his quiet place for deep, strategic thought, away from all the chaos. And that ancient wisdom is a challenge to all of us today, in our jobs, in our negotiations, in our personal lives. So where is your temple? Where do you go to think? And in the battles you face, big and small, are you winning before they even begin?